Yeah, he's somewhere over here.
Hey, Tom? We're going to ring the school bell. Carolyn was a principal and assistant superintendent, so she's our school marm. First, I'd just like to thank all of you for coming to our annual Christmas get-together. And we're up here for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's just great to catch up with everybody. And as the glacier approaches, we're heading back to Florida a little bit. And this is a really joyous season with Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all. But there's a lot of happiness, but there's also a lot of challenges in this world. And while I'm retired and maybe retarded, but still helping out where I can. And I wanted to introduce you to Tom, who I think all of you know. We've been working on a project that has really worldwide impact, but specifically with regard to Taiwan and the threat to democracy in Taiwan posed by the Chinese. And I just wanted to have Tom to give you a little précis on it. Like all projects, it takes longer and costs more than you expected, but it's come together, and there's going to be an announcement probably in January or after the first of the year to launch the project. So with that, Tom?
Thank you so much. Hi. Colonel?
Al.
Friend, Al. Get a rise with that. And Carolyn, big round of applause for such an amazing.
Woo!
Beautiful. I'm a veteran of Al's Christmas parties and garden parties, so he's a marvelous landscaping artist and architect.
Yes, most definitely.
We've been working together. We actually had some of the original planning meetings for this effort out in the garden in the spring a couple years ago. My wife, Chofin, is here, who was born in Taiwan. She's a classical piano professor. So we have a grand piano in our living room, and I'm a happy man at night by listening to her play. But that's led us to quite an odyssey. I've been with the Washington Times for 32 years, different roles, served now as a chairman. So I'm in a business development strategy realm and don't need to run the company directly anymore. I used to do that as president and CEO. My deepest concern, and I know Al shares this, and many of you who are veterans, thank you very much for your service. Many of you, like Colonel Grant Newsham, for decades serving our country and serving freedom. I think World War III is upon us, and I think the issue is China, and I think the axis of authoritarianism or totalitarianism is real, as you can see in Ukraine or other parts of the world. What we came together on was a notion that we're losing the battle of narrative. The voice of America in the truest sense, the story of freedom, the story of prosperity based on the rule of law and individual liberty is being diffused and attacked in so many hyper-sophisticated ways. The State Department did a report in September of 2023 to the Global Engagement Center. The title of it was "The People's Republic of China is Dominating the Information Space and Cognitive Warfare, with billions in the B invested every year." What are we doing in the freedom world? And as a chairman of the Times with a lot of my colleagues, guys like Bill Gertz, Miles Yu, who was Mike Pompeo's right-hand guy on China at State, and lots of others, we thought we got to do something with civil society, think tanks, academia, faith groups, private sector. So we started to launch this effort kind of under the radar, connecting. In the last 2 years, we've got a database now of over 500 people that are friends. It's like a tribe. And they're people that care in Taiwan, in Korea, Japan, Australia, and a bulk here in America. We're launching a strategic communications, grassroots-based information operation that would equip pastors, teachers, citizens, family members on what's going on, information on what's going on in simple, digestible ways, but backed up with a worldview that's based on freedom, and we know where our rights come from as the Declaration of Independence rights. So I would like to let you know this is happening. We're working in this project under a bigger banner of the Global Freedom Alliance. We're dealing with Ukraine, with Venezuela, with Nigeria, with North Korea, all in a worldview narrative battle, the battle of the mind, the battle of ideology, the battle of principle, and also exposing what's out there. We did this during the Cold War with a God-centered critique and counterproposal to Marxism-Leninism, and it worked. So Newt Gingrich is an advisor, Pompeo is an advisor, and dozens of others. I want to introduce Mrs. Jenny Nolte, who is the now CEO, former chair of the Washington Policy Institute back here. Jenny? Jenny was, had a great career with Dennis Prager, raised a lot of money, and the director of Legacy Giving, 22 years in that editor previously. But Jenny and I are teamed up in this area, so we're moving the Global Freedom Alliance, Taiwan Freedom Project into that group. It's a 501c3. Our goal next year is to raise 10 million. China is putting in the neighborhood of 4 to 5 billion a year in this operation. American government, God bless President Trump, God bless our leaders. But in my view, my deepest heart, and I would die for this, it's up to citizens to rise up, be informed, take responsibility in your spheres of influence, and aggregate that to the point of every member of Congress. That's why we want to build a network in every congressional district. So thank you for giving a few minutes, Al. We ask for your prayers, and we are looking to raise money, of course, but this is not a fundraising pitch. Jenny can take care of that. What I'm interested in, I need you, number one, is be informed. Subscribe to the Washington Times, and we're going to build a membership effort here that if you help us out, we'll get a free subscription. We're going to create a monthly journal, a lot of events going on. This is war, and it's a battle of the mind, and all of us in this room, most of us in a certain generation, understand that freedom is not free. So thank you very much, and most important, have a beautiful, blessed Christmas, and God bless all of you.
Wonderful.
Thank you all for coming. The party's not over, just getting started.
Woohoo!